Hello guys and welcome back to my beginners Python course. So in the last video we finished up 1.1.1 and we just explored a little bit of how to draw a circle. And so in this video we are going to be continuing that and expanding on our knowledge of this kind of code. So here is an example of a circle again, like we learned in the last video. And as you can see, just to reiterate a little bit, our circle is centered around the points 150, comma 150, and it has the radius of 100, which you can see right here. So 150, comma 150 for the center x coordinate and then y coordinate, and then our radius of 100. And as you can see, the color is black here, which in today's video we are going to be changing, but the default color is black. So that's how the circle shows up when you don't give it a value here. So well, let me not get ahead of myself, but here is how we change the color of our circle. So right after this radius value right here, we just add a fill equals and then single quotations and whatever the name of our color is, and we just put it in here. And as you can see, when I hit this green triangle to run it, we have a blue circle here. So same size, same position circle, but in a blue color, as you can see here on the inspector here. And right here, we're just going to see a bunch of different colors of circles here. So as you can see, these are just examples: medium sea green, crimson, dodger blue. These are all just different colors of circles that we have to use at our disposal. And here, I'll just click on it real quick, is the full built-in colors for this CMU CS database. So these are all the colors that you can use here. They have all like the names of them. But if you're using like just a simple color like red or blue, you just have to type in the name. You could get specific if you know RGB, which are the shades of different colors. So the red value and the green value, the blue value that mix together to create the color. Just real quick, that's what RGB is. But if you know that, you can always use the RGB values as well in that field. But otherwise, you just put the fill equals whatever color this circle you want to be, and yeah, that should be fine for now. So as you can see here, these are all the different colors. And yeah, that's it. So if you need a full list, you just click in here, and you will be able to see all the colors that you need. And so yeah, so this is the format right here of filling in the circle or coloring it in, different color. You just use fill equals, again, single quotes, color name. So when you're using a color that has two words in it, use this kind of syntax. So it's the first word is always lowercase, and then the second word is uppercase. This is called camel case, and it's just common convention in coding uh, to use this kind of a syntax um, when you are coding. So just remember, if you have a color with two words or even more, the first letter of the first word is always lowercase, and then each sequential word after is has an uppercase letter at the beginning. So here's just a little bit of a view on what happens if you cause an error to happen by putting the fill keyword before the radius, and then here it's there's no fill, actually, just red. These both cause errors, which are when your syntax is wrong in code, or there are a bunch of other errors as well, but these are just syntax errors right here. As you can see, my mouse is a little fast, but right here and then right here. So yeah, you always want to make sure that you have the correct syntax. and you put this code in at the end of um, your circle's parameters, right? The last parameter should be that. All right, so here's just a little checkpoint that we can do, and we can just hit start coding. And so this again is our solution, which is what we want our code to look like. As you can see, they've already provided us with the code of a circle that looks like it's going to be centered at 100, 100, and has a radius of 100 with the color red. So if I actually run this code right now, as you can see, we have a circle centered at 100, 100 with the color red and the radius of 100 as well. So if we want to fix this, we go back here to our other circle. We just have to change up a couple of values here. Don't have to actually write a whole new circle, which we could if we wanted to, but all we have to do here is change this x value to 200. This y value should be 150, as you can see on the circle for the center. This radius should be 50, so let's change that. And finally, the fill color should be cyan. So let's do that as well. And now, should be good if we run our code. Oh, there we go. Oh, looks the same. Let's check it. Let's see how we did. There we go. 1 point earned. Yep. So that is how you would do this particular checkpoint. Pretty easy checkpoint. Just change these values. Nothing too crazy. All right. So let's go back to our website here. Let's scroll down. All right. So checkpoint 2 is complete, and now it's telling us how to know what color and position our shape is at. So, for example, here, if I run it, this is the inspector. This is what the inspector is. It's this, these values that show up when you hover over whatever's on your canvas, right? These values here are from the inspector. As you can see, when you hover over the shape, it tells you where it's centered, right here and up here as well. And it also tells you the color as well as the radius. So you can see that reflected in these numbers here and this value here. So the inspector is going to be very helpful when you want to figure out what your final solution should be and what values you want to put in to your circle. So if you hover the circle, you can see all the values. All right. So let's have a little bit of practice right here. Let's do a little bit of practice. All right. So now we have to actually create a circle instead of changing out the values. And as you can see, as you hover over the circle, the inspector tells you exactly what you need in as far as the values of your circle. So we want it to be centered around 250, 300 as the x and y values respectively. And we want the radius to be 45, as you can see in that top right corner. And the color should be deep pink, as you can see over there in the camel case. So let's go ahead and start coding that. They actually give you a little, they give you a hint about moving your mouse over the inspector, but also they give you the circle syntax right here. So let's begin making our circle. So we just have to use the same syntax, right? Circle to create a circle, and we want it to be centered again around 250, right? 250 for the x, comma, right? 300. And then we want our radius, as you can see up there in the top corner, top right corner, 45, right? And then we need to input our color, which is the new syntax, which is fill equals, you don't have to put a space, but fill equals, and then single quotes, right? And then color. So this is deep pink. So it is case sensitive, so make sure again when you have a color that has 2 words or more, the first word is all lowercase, the second word has the first letter uppercase, and yeah, you should be fine with that. So let's see if we have the right circle. Yep, there we go. Perfect. Let's check. All right, very good. Let's go on to the next section of this. So overlapping circles, right? So this is what happens if we draw 2 circles. So if we click this right here, we can see the circle that is drawn first is obviously drawn first, right? So it'll be drawn, and then the second circle, if it's overlapping it, it'll be drawn on top since it is created second, right? Code always reads top to bottom. So this one will be drawn first, which is the blue one, and then the crimson one will be filled in second. Will be drawn second. That's why it overlaps over here and is drawn on top of it, right? Um, so yeah, that's exactly why the blue circle is drawn first, and then this red one is over it. So now if we flip them, right, obviously now the red circle will be drawn first over here, and then the blue one will be drawn on top of it. So pretty simple, right? So whatever you code here first will be drawn first, and if something overlaps, it will be drawn on top of it. So whichever circle is drawn first is behind the other circle, right? Because the other one's drawn on top of it. All right, so let's do this next problem right here, this next checkpoint, right? So it looks like it wants us to make eggs right here with a little skillet, as you can see, and then the egg here with the yolk in the middle and the egg white on the outside. All right, this is how it should look. So let's see what we have so far. It looks like over here they've drawn the pan already, which is very, very helpful. So we already have this part down. We don't need to really worry about coding these circles. But now let's see. So now we need a white circle, right? As we can see here, this is the next one that has to be drawn, right? This one has to be drawn on top of the skillet. Since we already have the skillet, the next circle in line is this white one on the outside. This white one on the outside, right? So that after that, when we draw the yellow one, it will be drawn on top of it, and it will look like the egg. So let's begin coding in this circle. So circle, right? Now the center is 165, 165, comma, 235, right? And then the radius is 80, as you can see there. And we have fill equals, and then white, right? And so that should be all for that circle. So we can always run it just to check, right? Let's see what happens. Yup, there we go. So we have that white circle, and it was drawn on top because it was drawn after these, right? So that's why it's on top. And now we need the yellow circle to be drawn on top of that. So we have to do that after, right? So again, circle, right? You should be getting used to drawing circles by now. Done it plenty of times. Almost redundant, but yeah, so let's draw the circle, right? 180, 250 for the radius. For the center, sorry. X and Y coordinates, and then 35 for the radius. And finally, we need this fill equals, and looks like the color is gold. Sorry, I have a habit of spacing. This works too, by the way, if you were to do it like this. So let's say gold. All right, so if you were to put a little space in between the equal sign, just as I have a habit of doing, that also works, right? If you see, if you run the code, it also works here. So the space is fine over here. Even if you put these in double quotes, actually, I believe it should not matter, right? Yeah, see, it's the same thing. So either one of these syntaxes is fine, right? You could even not have spaces here. Here, you need the commas, but yeah, just I wanted to give you a variety. But normally it's written like this. I just had a habit of spacing this out, so that's what I did, and then this was just to show you guys that you can use that as well. But this should be good. Let's check it, and there we go. All right, very good. Let's move on to the next part of this. All right, so we finished all the lessons, and here's just a couple of checkpoints. So let's go ahead and see if we can do that. So, okay, right. So we have a nice, beautiful sky, clouds here, sun, and looks like a bush. All right, cool. Let's see what we have in my canvas right now. So as of right now, we only have the background, right? That's this right here. Then instead of white, right? Okay, so then we have this cloud drawing here. So this is all part of the cloud. These are all the circles filled in for the cloud. And then after that, we have this bush right here, right? Dark greens, the bush. So it looks like we have to draw the sun And we have to draw the berries on the bush. So if we see, oh, there are the berries, right? So forgot the berries, but yep, there are berries here. And we need to draw those as well. All right, so let's start with the sun, right? Because that's next in order. I'm just going to give myself a little bit of space here. So let's start drawing the circles. So it's only one circle, the sun, actually. So it's actually pretty simple, pretty straightforward, right? 300, comma, 50, right? And then comma 50, fill equals yellow. There we go. So that's the sun. So again, pretty simple, just normal circle, right? 300 comma 50 was the x and y coordinates, and then the third 50 was the radius, and then the fill equals the color, right? Was the end. So that should draw that circle. Let's just make sure that it's drawn. Yup, there we go. Now all we have left is are these berries. So let's go ahead and do that. Again, looks like there's three of them, so we're gonna have three circles, right? So let's draw the first one. Let's see. Let's do this one on the left. 20 comma 370, 5, and then fill equals red, right? So that's that first circle, the 20 comma 370, red, radius of 5. All right, this next one, let's go ahead and fill that out. So circle 55 comma 385, and then we have a radius of 5 again, and red. Oh, fill equals red, right? Always make sure you have the fill equals, right? It's very tricky, actually, this part. You might forget the fill equals and just put red, and then it'll cause an error, as we've seen before. All right, the last one is, again, circle. Make sure the circle is uppercase as well, guys, when you're doing this. 75 comma 360, 5, fill equals red as well. So actually, for these ones, right, you could have just copied and pasted the first circle and changed up just these two numbers, really. But that's fine. We need the extra practice with the circles, so that was good. All right, let's see if these are there. Yep, all good. Looks the same. All right, let's check it. All right, great job, guys. All right, one last checkpoint for this video. So this looks interesting. So now this is a night sky instead of the light sky that we had before, the light sky blue. And okay, so it wants us to fix our app.background, which is just the background for this. And we just have to change to black. It says just set it equal to black, right? So all we have to do here is just type in black instead of that the sky blue. And should we get, oh, I forgot to show the canvas, sorry, but that's what we had, right? Now if we run it, it's black. All right, good. All right, so what do we have so far? So looks like we need to fix this sun and make it into the moon. That looks interesting. Okay. And that should be it after that. So yeah. All right, let's go ahead and do that. Looks like it says right here, fix your code here. So let's go ahead and fix it. So it looks like the sun is just one circle, right? This yellow circle. But over here, if we hover over this, you can see that there's actually two circles. There's a white one, which is then covered by this black one to form that appearance of a moon, right? Of crescent, right? So we need to draw this white one first in order for us to create that moon. So let's go ahead and do that. So actually we could just change the values on this. So white 350 and 50. Oh, so it's the same like point and length and radius as well as that. I just need to change the colors, which is white. All right. So that should be good. So it's actually this circle, if you hover over here on the inspector, it's the same x and y coordinates, same radius, just the white color has been changed. So that's all we need there. And then another circle, which is slightly to the left. So it's 290, comma 50, comma 50 for the radius, right? And this fill is black, as you can see over there. So black. All right. Let's see. Oh. I misspelled circle. on this one. Yeah, guys, you have to make sure you spell things right for the code to work. Circle, there we go. All right. So guys, errors will happen. Of course, that's part of coding, but it'll help you figure out what is wrong in the code. So as you can see here, looks like we have the solution, right? So let's check it. All right. Yep. All right. Pretty good. That was pretty good. All right. So thank you guys again for tuning into this lesson. And in the next video, we will go over the next lesson, 1.1.3. So I'll see you guys in the next video.